to Inspired Afternoons with me, your host, Mariam Mia. And now on our NPO segment, hashtag kindness and compassion, I'm so pleased to welcome Brother Mohammed Musa Lahe and Brother Yusuf Kajee, and they from Fordsburg Muslim Youth Organization, and they work closely in conjunction with the Central Islamic Trust. And for anybody who's grown up or know anything about the Fordsburg Mayfair area, this organization was started way before. It's actually part of the tapestry of Fordsburg. I mean, you can't have Fordsburg, like the plaza is an icon uh, of Fordsburg. The organization, the Fordsburg Muslim Youth Association, is actually part of our landscape and our tapestry of this. And this organization was, let me first welcome Brother Mohammed Lahe, Musa Lahe, as well as Brother Yusuf Kajee to the program. Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed and Brother Yusuf.
Wa alaikum salam.
Walaikum salam. Thanks for having us
So,
on your show.
mashallah, alhamdulillah. I'm just saying, when I'm introducing this and I'm speaking to you, alhamdulillah, your late marhum father comes to mind in terms of he was a pioneer in terms when you think about charitable work, whether it was in terms of the burial, collecting for hospitals, zakat. If they have a problem, you just go to Uncle Musaba. He was like your go-to man. Alhamdulillah, and Allah fill his qabr with noor and grant him Jannat Firdaus. You know what, he had that charisma about him and that light about him, alhamdulillah. And you know what, when I think of him, his name is synonymous. So before we even begin, I just like to on our side pay tribute to one of the stalwarts of our area, and I think he was a visionary of our time, alhamdulillah, the late uncle. We knew him as our beloved uncle Musa Laye, alhamdulillah. And so pleased to see Mohammed, you still with the other brothers carrying on his work and carrying his legacy now in 2020. And now, we face different challenges. But maybe, I don't know who wants to start, just a brief history about the organization that was started in 1959.
Brother Yusuf will just give us a brief history on the organization, which was started by my late father, Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum to the viewers and to the listeners. Thanks for having us on this program. The Fordsburg Muslim Youth Organization, FMYO as it's called, was formed in 1959 by the late Uncle Musa Laye and one of his colleagues. The vision was to enhance the era of apartheid and the restrictions and hardships created thereby. FMYO does sterling work. We do all the burials with CIT, and we also do a lot of hampers. We've now ventured into a very, what can I call it?
Medical supplies.
Medical supplies. Well, it's hospital supplies, not medical supplies, where we loan out or lend out beds, oxygen concentrators, crutches, wheelchairs to deserving people. We've had an influx during this COVID period of people wanting oxygen concentrators. Each unit costs 20,000 rands, and we lend that out on condition that we have a script from the doctor and the person requires it. Shukar, we now on the 27th of June, we're going to be doing a massive blanket distribution drive in the Santon, Fordsburg area.
Mayfair, Amarantia, Greenside.
And we involve, FMYO is involved with the meals essay, everybody.
And SIA.
And together with SIA, where our target was 10,000 bags of milli meal. We've achieved 100,000 sugar. And we're trying to hit 1 million bags now with all the support that we're getting from the people out there.
Alhamdulillah, you people do amazing work in the area. And I think just towards the end of last week, along with CIT, you were training in terms of the whole homeless person that was found in the Mayfair area. Maybe you can just tell us a little more. And then you was identified that it was actually a Muslim brother. Am I correct? It was a Muslim brother. And then, you know what touched, I think, my heart as well as many individuals is at least this brother was then being able to get a dignified burial. So Alhamdulillah, Waskia Ghusl was done for him, proper janaza was done, his burial was done, and also it was done in a quick time. So there was no prolonged time, just as required as per Sharia. Together, the organization managed to make it happen and give somebody the dignity in death. So Alhamdulillah, can you just tell us a little bit about that incident?
Okay, the gentleman was found deceased on the corner of 9th and Princess, ne? 9th and Princess. So FMYO CIT went out there, took the body, identified him. He was known to certain locals. The people from Hanover Bakery acknowledged that they knew him, so they identified him as such. We did a ghusl, we did a burial, everything. We gave him a dignified burial. And after that, after we found him and he died of exposure, so that's how we started this blanket run with SIA, Meal SA, and FMYO. So we're doing on Saturday, the 27th, we're doing 1,000 blankets with 1 bag of meal, a small machio, and 2 packets of biscuits. And we're going to go out and see whoever is homeless and all that. So we're going to do that on Saturday evening. And
Alhamdulillah, like I say, you know what? That's so good that you took something, not only was a burial, but you've decided now, you know, there's a need. Somebody, a blanket could have, you know what, when it's somebody's time to go, is their time to go, but yet now you've seen a need, and this is a lesson. And to prevent somebody from exposure against the elements, 1,000 people will now have a luxury of a blanket as well as some sustenance for that evening or early morning. Yeah. And do we contact you?
You can contact us. There's our pamphlets are out with all the amirs for the certain areas. But if there's any funeral we'll actually send you a list for all whoever can be contacted for any mayats in the area or areas.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, you know, like I say, for a number of years, CIT has been conducting burials. I mean, that's how I got involved. That's why your late father has a special place in our heart, because when we moved into the Greenside Emirentia area, there was no burial facilities as such. In with the masjid being built.
Yeah, you know, the
Go ahead,
Greenside Emirentia area, it's like now what we've done is it's FMYO in conjunction with CIT when it comes to the burials, to the graveyards, the kabristans, and the hearses. So we work together as CIT FMYO, and now we've allocated. So at this present point, we've got an Amir for every area. So Greenside, we've got an Amir, but we've also changed the logistics of how it works from the time of my marhum dad, whereby Houghton has got a designated hearse, which is under the banner of FMYO CIT, and they've got the Amir. Then we've got Greenside, Emirentia, Victory Park, Northcliffe, that has got a hearse in that area, and we've got our Amir there. And then we've got Robert Cham or Monday, the South, they've got a hearse. Santon has got a hearse. So we actually expanded. And then here at Central, we've got 4 hearses for Central. That means to cover Mayfair, Fordsburg, and long distance. Sometimes you have to go and pick up a mayat in Durban, you know, or halfway Durban. So we've got 4 hearses here. And then we've got a hearse in Port Gietersrus, which is also under our banner. And we've got a hearse in Bethlehem, which is also under our banner. So this was all started by my late dad. And in today's times, it's expanded. He's put a foundation there. And all we want to do is, on that good foundation that he's placed, is build on that foundation. So where we used to, and then the same FMYO does hampers, which we do 6,500 hampers, a fairly good hamper, which is Zakat hampers. And we've also done now with this COVID times, we've done COVID hampers, which was for all nationalities, irrespective of religion, color, creed, whatever it was. So we've done something like nearly 3,000 hampers there.
Subhanallah, great work. And I'm so pleased because I was actually going to ask you that the foundation was laid, but now we've got a proper structure in place. So you, like you say, you've appointed an Amir in, and I was just reminded, I think last week by the Amir, it's Joburg North now, not even Greenside Emarentia, you've termed it. So he says, get the correct terminology. So I am aware now, it's Joburg North, and that's Alhamdulillah where I have the honor also, and I'm so pleased Allah's given me that opportunity through FMY and CIT to be a small part of that burial organization in Johannesburg North. But like you say, we've expanded into Centenet, and regarding your long distance, I bear testament where the brothers who volunteer their times, sometimes it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you need to probably go somewhere like you say, Port Gietersrus, and the brothers drive along the hearse, come back with the janaza, with the mayat, and to have the burial here. So I mean, and I know another thing is everybody are volunteers here. You all volunteers who give up their time, their resources, family, give up family life. Sometimes it's weddings, it's family functions, and when there's a ghusl, a mayat, you leave everything, and that's what you signed up for.
And it's all voluntary, and I must say we've got a dedicated team, and some people are really, really dedicated to help expand our organization and really make a change in the community and help wherever we can. You know what I'm saying? So we've got a good team in place. And inshallah, what everybody's was, in fact, we were supposed to go. We were busy purchasing another hearse today, but because of our interview today, so we delayed it to tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to get our another hearse that we need to acquire for long distance.
Brother Mohammed, inshallah, Allah make it easy for you.
In this challenging time with COVID, it's been very challenging. It's been very difficult. It's been very, very challenging. We had to, our team that was doing all the funerals, they've been very patient. People get upset, but we've been following the laws of the country, and we've been as responsible as we can. You know what I'm saying? And the team that was looking after the Qabristans were getting the holes digged in time. It's still very challenging. I must say it's very challenging, but our community is a very dignified community. Even when we had to close the Qabristan for the time of Eid and all that, they were very understandable, and they could understand where this thing is coming. Where is it coming from with this COVID? So at the end of the day, I must take my hats off for the community for being so. They're amazing. Our community is amazing. That's all I can say. You get a 1-2 odd man out there that will make it an issue, but the most of the community is amazing. Even when there's a funeral, I mean, it can be how the community gets together and the assistance that comes. It's astonishing.
Brother Mohammed, I think, you know what, alhamdulillah, I'm so pleased you've acknowledged the community, because an organization is only as strong as the support from the community of volunteers you get in the community at large. And by you acknowledging the community, and that shows you have a good working relationship with the community, the surrounding communities, alhamdulillah. And you have a good, strong volunteer base as well, be it for burials, relief support to go hand out hampers and distributions. Inshallah, you carry on stronger. And like you say, COVID 2020, little did you realize January 2020 that you're going to come into March and our lives are going to be changed. You'll be faced with situations where you'll have to send out broadcast that Qabristans are closed, because who would ever thought? We normally, it was the other way around, you encouraging people, come to the Qabristan, look after the qabrs of your loved ones. There's overgrown grass, what can you do? Thus you helping even sometimes a cleanup we used to do, and now we're asking to refrain, to stay away. Mayats have been increasing difficulty, because how do you choose only 50 to come at the home 20? It's really been challenging. And but I know being a volunteer personally, like you say, the people are still getting dignified burials. You're making it happen within the time frame, avoiding prolonged waits and things like that. I know FMYO in conjunction with CIT are really making it happen so that inshallah burial rights in terms of time frames can be adhered to. And that's something that I would like to acknowledge the whole team as well as all the volunteers for making it happen. And also it can be easy in terms of knowing, especially if it was a COVID patient, there's a fear, but you don't worry about it at the time. You have to give this person the best ghusl and also fulfill all the rights of faraid kifaya for them, and give them a decent, dignified burial. And you put your own needs and your own health secondary when you're doing this.
Definitely. And the team is so wonderful. They go out there, they know that they're at risk of getting this COVID-19, but they out there and they're doing it for the pleasure of Allah, and Allah Pak reward them. And
in terms of personal protective equipment, if you can just explain to us if it is a personal protective equipment in terms of a ghusl.
We've got a team that does all the COVID mayats, and we're busy. We're creating 3 teams. We're just busy sorting out that. They wear protective clothing. We do it in a very dignified manner. We try and do it as quick as possible. And the hearses are fumigated and sorted out straight after every. We're only using one particular hearse for all COVIDs, but we're treating every hearse as a COVID, so that we're trying to be safe as best as we can. So,
SubhanAllah, it's good to know in terms of this, because it just gives us a sense of relief in terms of in case if it's a non-COVID and it's a COVID, everything is treated as COVID, everything is sanitized before and after, all the precautions, necessary precautions are taken. And you know what, under circumstances, I must commend you and congratulate the entire team of volunteers, because you have to make these things up as you go along. You have to, protocol comes in today. I'm sure in terms of your volunteer group, it must have been a lot of hours planning, putting regulations in place overnight.
And you're right, protocol comes into place and things change within minutes, and we just have to follow it and be prepared and ready, as best as we can. So I think we've done fairly well, irrespective of whatever is come our way. We've always gone and got it done and sorted it out. You know what I'm saying? Our team is excellent. I commend them myself. And even like maintaining the Qabristans up to now, with this whole lockdown, they managed to maintain the Qabristans. We managed to, it's been phenomenal with this great challenge that we faced. It's actually, the challenge is, it was such a big challenge. It's unbelievable. I think we're just getting into the flow of things now.
And now this is, like they say, we have not yet reached the peak. And I've noticed in the past 2 weeks in the Mayfair, Fordsburg, this area here, there were a few COVID mayats. In fact, I just heard.
You're correct, 100%. And Yusuf will verify it with me that we've had a lot of COVID cases. in our areas, in all the areas, as a matter of the spike is coming. And I think that now with this cold spell, I think we're going to have a bit of a bigger spike. And then I think when we hit spring, we should get a decrease in cases. But there's been a lot of recoveries as well. People that have been COVID and have recovered.
Alhamdulillah. But I'm just so amazed that FMYO as well as CIT made everything happen. It wasn't like we had to wait for instruction. You people were stalwarts in terms of getting things done, giving the community information, direction. This. So just for everybody listening here, I know time is the essence when it comes to burials and janazas and things like that. What is the protocol? So, for example, let's say if you live in Melville, what do we do if there's a funeral in the family, irrespective of what the cause of death? In terms of time is the essence. What is the protocol and process to ensure you're going to get the fastest help as soon as possible?
Well, basically, if the person passes away at home, you call us. We send somebody out there. We do all the necessary paperwork, whatever needs to be done. We take the mayyat. We have the ghusl done. Straight from the ghusl khana, we take it to the kabristan. We read janaza there. The family gives us a list of names for 40 people, and 10 people is obviously the working team that's doing the mayyat. And immediately after ghusl, to the kabristan, janaza is done and buried, and everybody goes home. So it's like a fairly quick mayyat. From the time the deceased,
and actually, this is the sunnah, prescribed sunnah is this is what's supposed to have been done. When somebody passed, some people, because they say if you pass away between one salah, by the next salah or just straight after the next salah, ideal would be buried. So
100%.
So alhamdulillah,
what's happening
in this way, there's a silver lining. There's a silver lining because somebody is getting buried in the shortest time.
In the shortest time, the quickest time, and quickly.
No fuss.
No fuss.
And you're making all this happen in terms of arranging all the paperwork, all that you people are making this happen. And that's remarkable.
And then the guys that are doing the mayyat, as soon as the mayyat is completed, it's put on the group. Mayyat completed, done, finish. You know what I'm saying? So they've been on
I think, when our hearts are in the right place and our niyyah is good and that Allah just makes it happen. I'm sure in this month or two, you've seen many gifts and favors Allah's blessed the organization with in terms of how things happen. I mean, that's another day for conversation. When I'm sure you must have faced your challenges, but how Allah opens the way for you.
100% I agree. Like if I had to start, there's so many people that I would have to thank now on the show because everybody's played their part. Everybody's wanting to help. Everybody's offering their help. You know what I'm saying? It's just like amazing. I told you the community is amazing. They've been understanding. They've been kind. They've helped. Nobody's ever given us problems to say, you know what, you must have. I must have 100 people at the mayyat. You know what I'm saying? They've all accepted. They've been sabr and they've accepted and they've gone with the situation. So in these challenging times, like you say, Allah Ta'ala opens our path and is opening up our path even better. And inshallah, Allah Ta'ala makes this virus go away and we can get back to normal and keep our communities close with Mohammed and sabr. That's all I can say.
Jazakallah for giving us your time, and also inshallah you get barakat in your purchase of your hearse because you gave us your time today. Inshallah, Allah will give you time tomorrow and things are going to work out well. I'll probably hear through one of the stories that there'll be a good story and a good end to that purchase of the hearse as well.
I'm going to send you, when we purchase the hearse and it's converted, I'll send you pictures of it. And also, inshallah, Allah Pak make it easy for us on Saturday to distribute our 1,000 blankets drive. We're going to be doing, actually it's 1,200 blankets. We're going to be doing the Fordsburg Mayfair, Fordsburg Mayfair, Melville, Amarantia, Greenside, Victory Park. We're going to be doing it Saturday night. We're trying to get a couple of youngsters to come and help us so they can see what the homeless is all about. And Senton is doing 600 blankets, and we're doing
So, Mohammed,
600.
if anybody's got a youngster, you know, a young
Please.
son, maybe between 16 or 20 years, can we contact
Actually, we targeting.
FMYO?
Yes, please. And you know, I was starting a youth program, which we were going to start just before lockdown to get, because our new slogan, it's going to come out: Youth of Today, Leaders of Tomorrow. We want to, you see, it's called Fordsburg Muslim Youth Organization. We need to get the youth involved in all these activities.
Because I think you passed your youth days now, Mohammed. Now you've passed your youth days.
Yes.
So now
I need
we
the
have to
youth.
get.
So you need to send all your guys' kids.
I need to send the youth. I mean, when we were. I know when we were growing up, that was the need of your father, people like yourself, myself, all the community people in the area were the youth. Yes. I think now we pass our sell-by date. So inshallah, I am definitely going to put it out there. If there anybody listening in the area, please do get, can I get one number out there that they can contact?
They can contact me on my cell number, 083 682 1960. Or they can contact even Yusuf on his cell number,
082 555 5469.
And anybody that wants to come and assist or be part of the organization are most welcome.
Yeah, please. We'll
Jazakallah. I'm going to see if I can send some youth there, please. Whoever's listening, say Mariam Mia heard on you and inspired this Monday afternoon, and Mariam Mia sent you to Brother Yusuf and Brother Mohammed, and let me see the youth that I know in my area, in my community, if I can send you some volunteers. So like you say, so they can become leaders of tomorrow, and as you people have done, taking the baton and then taking the organization to the next level, we need to groom and we need to prime the youth of today, so that inshallah, when we no longer around, the torch of the work that you do in the area still continues. Jazakallah so much for affording us the opportunity to speak to the organization. Jade, go ahead.
Mariam, before you go off, you must remember on our hospital supplies, right? We do this oxygen machines, we do wheelchairs and hospital beds. So anybody in need of it, irrespective of religion, who needs it and cannot afford to buy a hospital bed, please, they must contact us. We are there. And if we've got the supply of the equipment, with the greatest of pleasure.
Definitely, I'm putting that out there as well. And I'm going to ask my producer to put something, a note there, that anybody in need of medical equipment, life-saving equipment like a bed, the oxygen tanks, and that, shukran for that, and for continue to serve the community, and may the Almighty take the organization from strength to strength, and continue granting you all good health and strength, so that you continue to serve the community, inshallah. And Jazakallah for the time and the opportunity.
Thank you for having us on your show. Allah reward you guys.
Ameen. It's a pleasure. That was Fordsburg Muslim Youth Organization in conjunction with Central Islamic, a host of phenomenal, incredible work, everything from providing much needed medical supplies, hospital supplies for people struggling, free of charge. The burial is obviously a big subgroup or subcommittee of what they do in terms of the whole burial operation. They do from performing the ghusls to the janaza, to performing janaza, the qabr board, arranging death certificates, etc., as well as now the relief in terms of providing food and blankets and resources to those that are in difficult circumstances and those that are left destitute. So alhamdulillah, it was an opportunity to acknowledge Fordsburg Muslim Youth Organization as well as Central Islamic Trust. We're going to go for a short break, and then it will be our educational insight segment.